Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First carry for James Conner. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Roethlisberger will hand to Conner. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 12 yards that time, and a Pittsburgh first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now it's Conner. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Let's go, let's go!
Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And he drops this off to Thompson, complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. To throw now on 1st down. They'll roll him out right. And incomplete to open things up.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Saquon Barkley, a man who played collegiately here in the Keystone State. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw here. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. He'll drop to throw. He'll buy some time right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, but frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout.
Detroit!
They'll have
Detroit!
2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Over!
Now back to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. And this one is incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And he stopped immediately there. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Now this time he'll look to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Tyler Eifert, 28 yards. And the Giants are going to take a first quarter lead. Rosas good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Rosas now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down. Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. Now been hit, and he lost the football. It's loose, and the Giants have it. It's picked up. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Giants touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year. Week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And that'll make the score 14-0. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The drive will start with Connor. Space to maneuver at the 40. That good for 22 and a first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's Connor. And he's got this down to the 35. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. In for the score. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again. Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. Back here with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. We've had the kickoff to begin the first quarter. Now it's time for the second quarter kickoff. And they've got it here with a first down.
Gone, 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 gone. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56. Detroit, Detroit.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39. Gone, 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 gone.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Open man right side is Ingram. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give him a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And he whips that one incomplete there.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Now let's go. Blue 90, blue 90. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56. Detroit, Detroit.
He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
But he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
They'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And now before this 4th and 2 play comes to fruition, they're going to think about it and call a timeout. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Melvin Ingram able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3. On second down, Roethlisberger. And it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. 23 yards on the play. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. There he goes inside the 30. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley, 44 yards. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Rosas good with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And now out come the Steelers. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down again.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
So the sack and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Play action. It's Roethlisberger. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play. Smith-Schuster on the throw from Big Ben. 57 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. To the right side and complete to Washington. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They run with Connor, and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers have now made this a 1-score game. Extra point put through by Boswell. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game. Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Lucky 56. Leopard.
They'll start out on the ground and Saquon Barkley. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Lucky 56. Detroit.
He'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Rodgers. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Man open right side. It's Rodgers. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. This quarterback now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here.
Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney. Wide, get wide. 51 right. 51.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now, before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Gone. Set. Green 39.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
They'll set up to throw. It's caught. Shepard. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
First trip to the red zone for the Giants. They've got a 1st and goal just inside the 5. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for first and goal.
Set. 3-19.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Two incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw here. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. As his guys are in for 6. And the Giants add on to their lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Rosas now to kick this one away. Switzer now to return. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This fielded at the 2. Goes left side and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. In for the score. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more.
Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. And who's got it? The Giants.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Flush to his right. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Set, 3-19. 3-19. Gone. Detroit.
They'll look to throw. And here he'll get it down to the 7. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Giants use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Rosas now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Steelers set to take the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now Roethlisberger. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
Hey, Monday. Big.
They'll indeed go for it with Roethlisberger. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 45. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for them. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100-1. And it's not looking good for them here.
4 down, check, 4 down.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Leopard! Back 99 Philly, here we go! It's a party now. Jim. Watch him now, Barney! Bang! Check.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Got his man, it's Eifert. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for him.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Barkley already showing the ability to transform this giant running game as they come up here on first down.
Gun! All right, here we go. 3-19! 3-19!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Rodgers. 11 yards for number 11.
Detroit! Detroit!
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Here we go.
Detroit! Detroit!
Watch twins. Mike 50, Mike 50.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. The Giants have got it on cruise control. Rosas good with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Rosas now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 35. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's only gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they?
And he's going to bull his way into the end zone for a Giants touchdown. Saquon Barkley, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Giants use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. PAT up and good by Rosas. And that will extend this big lead. Rosas now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And oh, look at that, a diving catch. A nice gain of 21 yards.
When I played in the yard as a kid, I used to imitate the spectacular catches that I would see on TV. I don't think I ever imitated one quite that well.
Come on, give yourself some credit.
No, I know better. What we just saw there, that was pretty special.
Counter. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It's Melvin Ingram on the tackle. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
Again, it's Counter. And just shutting him off there. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent game, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss.
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 35. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. Wait a second, they did not accept that after the incompletion. Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's 3 yards. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! Gone! Gone!
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's got Rodgers. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
Check, check. Key 26, key 26.
It's Barkley on the counter. Finding room to the 20. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Giants just continue to pour it on. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though. Rosas now to kick this one away. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last two drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. And who's got it? The Giants.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely. Here's a give to Barkley. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. The Giants on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They'll drop the throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Now Barkley. And the trick play doesn't work. Good reaction there defensively, and it'll be 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
Here's Roethlisberger. He's going to let it fly, and that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And, partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week one. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for the Giants, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching.